To the class of 2006 that came in, we've had an unbelievable run. We came in 2006 and the unemployment rate was less than 4%. 3.5 years later, almost 4 years later, the unemployment rate was almost 12%. We had a $6 billion shortfall in 1 year. We had a speaker resign 1 week before session started. We've been through a lot, but we've managed to fight and claw our way back, and I'm so happy that while I had to experience those down years and those challenges, that with Governor Scott, with members of the minority and the majority party, we have clawed our way back as a state, and we are on our way back to the top. To the future leaders of this chamber, I never want to be presumptuous, but I like to be hopeful. Speaker D. Crisafulli, you have been an unbelievably loyal friend and advocate. Your grace under fire, your directness, your honesty, your character, your integrity, I have no doubt you are going to be a gracious and a bold speaker of this House, and I can't wait to watch it. Thank you for your friendship. And to Representatives Corcoran and Oliva, the same goes for you too. I've had a chance to spend time with you both, and as I said, I never want to be presumptuous, but I can be hopeful. I believe both of you will be great, bold leaders for this chamber, and it's been an honor to work in unison with you on a bold agenda. You know, 11 years ago, I don't tell this story, I certainly didn't tell it a couple of years ago for fear that you wouldn't make me your speaker, but 11 years ago, I graduated from college. I thought I was a big deal. I was president of the student body and really involved in politics on campus, and thought I was a big shot on a small football team, and thought I had the world kind of figured out. I was 23 years old, and I couldn't find a job. I'll never forget, I got a job working for a guy who paid me $10 an hour for 6 months, moving carburetors around in a warehouse. I was 23 years old, and I remember sitting in this warehouse while I was looking for a better job and asking God, saying, what did I do to deserve this? I thought I had it figured out. I thought I was smart. I thought I could do something. Why am I doing this? It was Lakeshore Radiator, Representative McBurney, in Jacksonville, Florida. And I learned a lot about humility that summer. And today, 11 years later, I stand before you as an exiting Speaker of this House. And I still ask, what did I do to deserve this? How did this happen? I don't deserve it, but I'm very grateful for it. You know, time goes by really fast, and whether you're the Speaker of the House or you're just a member from any district, we have a thimble of influence that comes and goes extremely quickly. You can have big, grandiose plans and ideas and big, bold ideas, but in reality, your influence is small. And it's not the title that creates it. There's nothing in the speakership or in the position of speaker that gives some type of endowed authority that you're granted. No. That power, that authority, that influence, it comes from you. You have all graciously allowed me and shown deference and grace to allow me to serve you as your speaker and to lead you. And I hope you know I have never forgotten that, ever. But the best part of being speaker is, first of all, my microphone works all the time and yours doesn't, which is good. But it's the fact that I get to serve you. The worst part of being speaker is that for 2 years I've had to sit in the dais and watch you all debate issues that I care so deeply about, and I couldn't say anything. It has eaten me up for quite some time. But I knew that going into the job. We just passed House Bill 581, and I understand that within this chamber there's great disagreement with our views on that bill. There's no moral high ground on either side of that issue. I have great deal of respect for people on both sides of it. But I'd like to tell you why, for just one moment, this issue was important to me. Because the why, I believe, is always important when you're being led by somebody, so you know why you're being asked to do something. Because I'm proud of all of our achievements. I'm proud of our tax cuts. I'm proud of our regulatory reforms. I'm proud of us pushing back on an intrusive federal government. I'm proud of the pocket of freedom that I believe we are creating right here in the great state of Florida. But injustice is a word that is used quite too often in today's society. But truly, there are instances of it all around us. Throughout our history, there have been moments and times when our laws, man's laws, our laws, Florida's laws, United States Congress's laws, have been in conflict with what philosophers have called natural law, universal law. I call it God's law. Examples of this would be the abolition of slavery, the civil rights movement, women's suffrage. Our laws had to be changed to ensure that God's law of freedom and dignity were protected. I believe that we all answer to a higher authority one day. And I believe it's also up to us to fight for the injustices of our time, to recognize that higher authority. And I believe that we did that today. And I believe we did it yesterday. And I'm so proud of this chamber for doing it. Thank you for standing with me. Last year, in the last week of session, I felt that we all fell a little bit short of our potential. It's no one's fault. It just happens. We got close, but at the end of session, we were unable to put the politics aside. But this session, in an election year, no less, we have managed to work together for all the Floridians that we represent. Why is that? I believe deep down in my core, it's because we didn't govern out of fear. Fear is a paralysis in the political process. Fear is embedded in partisanship. Partisanship is bred off of fear. It's what has destroyed part of our democracy in Washington, D.C. I believe there have been instances this session where we have penetrated that fear. And I'm proud of you, and I'm proud of the Florida House for being able to do it. I'll leave on a parting thought. In the Bible, in the book of Peter, it says that believers, people who share my faith particularly, should be prepared to explain and defend the hope that is within them. My hope is in him. But my hope is also in you. You have given me hope. And you have given hope to the promise of the great state of Florida. Being Speaker has been the honor of my life. And I thank you very much for giving it to me. Thank you all, and God bless you.